you know, in a way, the U.S. really shouldn't get involved in like going to other countries and like, you know, trying to stop them from do what they do, but it's about nuclear weapons. So it's like, you know, I don't know. We should have some type of, you know.
So would those nations be a threat to us if we don't do anything to them?
It definitely would. Like, you don't know, they can just possibly just put a nuclear bomb or whatever on any nation besides, you know, especially the U.S. You know, since the U.S. is like a very free country and like a lot of people really don't like this, but I think we should have some type of, like, we should know what's going on, but to go over there and try to take, you know, nuclear weapons or go to war for or whatever we gotta do. I mean, we're just wasting money and our time, you know, to invest in stuff like that and investments. Other stuff.
So
like
you don't want to go to war with them?
No.
So how would you stop them then?
There should be some type of, like, I don't know, treaty or, like, you know, the UN should come together. I don't know. I mean, if it comes down to it, if we have to go to war, I really hate to say it, but, you know, I mean, do we really have to go to war? But
Is that the option? Is that the only option to deal with them?
Is it the only option? I don't think so. Any other option, really.
Yeah.
They should stay away from it because all it's doing is causing problems for us. It's going to bring the nuclear war towards us. That's what I believe.
So we should stay away from those countries? I mean, should we stop them?
I don't know.
Do you think?
We're the only countries that ever do it, you know?
What's that?
We're the only country that really ever steps up and does anything.
So you think we should go to war with them, or what?
No.
How should we stop them then?
Just, I don't know.
Do you think sanctions work?
Honestly. I never really thought too much.
I think the United States should try and persuade these nations that are trying to develop nuclear weapons by first setting an example by starting the nuclear disarmament, I believe I'm saying that right, treaty with Russia.
The American people or the American public or the American government should mind their own goddamn business. I mean, they're all worried about oil and they're all worried about this, and there's a lot of innocent people dying. You know, tattooed guy. You know, I'm a regular American Joe. But they need to mind their own business and stay out of Afghanistan and stay out of Iraq and Iran.
What about North Korea?
I'm a Syrian. North Korea, I don't want to get involved in it because my wife is from South Korea. She's from Seoul. And Seoul is not too far away from North Korea. But it's a political bullshit. I mean, you know, I don't know what to say.
In my opinion, North Korea, they already had, I believe, 4 sanctions on them. And basically it's not working because they still made their nuclear weapons.
Or are they're testing nuclear weapons? We don't know that they have nuclear weapons right now, but we know that they've tested it and they probably do have nuclear weapons.
Right, so if they're testing them, then I believe that they have some. So I believe that the only way to stop them is to go to war, even though I don't agree with it. For our protection, I believe that we should go to war with them.
Again, everyone should stop making nuclear weapons, but at the same time, the United States has to follow the same principle, right? You cannot make your weapons on your own and then you tell other countries that you cannot do that. So it has to be same rule for everyone.
Korea gets it, but they threaten us. They threaten us with nukes. Shouldn't we stop them before they get it?
Yes, we should stop that, right? So again,
But how should we stop them? Should we
it's again a chicken and egg question, right? So,
should we militarily stop them, or with sanctions, or like?
I think first UN should interfere, right? And if those measures doesn't work, right, then again.
The UN already placed 4 sanctions on them. It doesn't seem to be working though.
Yes, I think again. Again, then it might be a military action, right? So first, you got to have peace in the world, right? So
Agreed.
you got to do the right measures for that, right?
In response to all the comments that I got on the question of how the United States should deal with countries that are trying to develop nuclear weapons, I personally think that the United States, by all means, should stop them. Because having other countries have nuclear weapons will just threaten the interests of the United States. So, now the big question is how we should go about in stopping them. I mean, militarily or sanctions. I mean, those are two options that are most popular right now. And sanctions haven't been necessarily that effective. I mean, we've seen it with North Korea. They have sanctions on, and they still been able to test nukes. Iran, they also have sanctions, and we're pressuring them for another sanction, place another sanction on them, and they're still advancing on nuclear technology. But, I mean, I don't really like military action, and I would love to do that as the last resort, like ultimate last resort. Military options shouldn't ever be thrown off the table, but it should be used at the very last minute. Ultimately, I think that the best way to deal with these countries are to give them incentives and actually follow through on these incentives. Don't like just say, "We'll promise you this if you do this," and then like back away from it and don't give them anything. Like actually follow through with it, build trust, kind of integrate the countries with the international community, make them interdependent, and yeah, just build trust and give them incentives to stop doing that. That's the best way I think we should try doing it about now.